and welcome to Create a Flow Live. My name is Elisha Wims, and I'm super happy that you are here today. Tonight we're gonna be taking it all the way back. I haven't done one of this in a hot minute, but if you've been around my channel for a while, you know I usually bring you guys up to date with what is going on tech wise, and I also be testing different tech solutions and so forth. So tonight, that is basically what tonight's live is. I will be giving you a demo, a walkthrough of an app that I have been testing for the past couple of weeks, and I do feel that this is an app that you can consider if you're ready to level up your productivity and all the things. And so, are we going to get right into it? Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're viewing this on the replay, make sure to like and drop a comment in the comments and let me know that you are tuning in. And so, most creators uh I have realized in the last few months, most creators are drowning in their to do lists, their sticky notes or their notes, screenshots, and also they have forgotten ideas. But let's just consider this for a moment. There's so many different options out there, but what if one app could run your entire creative life without overwhelming you? So tonight I'm showing you the exact system I use or I've been testing out for for you to actually stay organized, productive, and burn out free, powered by an app called Brite. Yes, Brite. Brite is an all-in-one planner, and this particular app surprised me. I was like, oh, another productivity or another planner, but while test driving it on my iPhone on the personal side outside of business and all the things, it is definitely one of the apps I would highly recommend. And you guys know if I'm doing a live about it, then it comes highly recommended. Okay. So first things first, I want you to understand, as content creators, as entrepreneurs, and all the things, it's not necessary that we are unproductive. We are generally overwhelmed with a lot of things that we have going on. We're juggling video ideas, client work, brand deals, habits, personal life, because life be lifing, schedules, routines. And if you're like me, half of it would end up being scattered across the Notes app, Google Docs, maybe in somewhere inside of Notion, voice memos. And if you look, some of my voice memos could be a high number of voice memos. And so that chaos, having everything spread across into different apps and different places, that chaos is generally not productive. And it's really, that case isn't a productivity problem, it's more or less a systems problem. And so your content, and this might be an issue when it comes, and I found myself in that place where my content became inconsistent. And it's not that I wanted it to be inconsistent, is that my systems were. So tonight we are going to fix that, and I'm going to introduce to you what is Bright. And so when Bright reached out to me, I reviewed the possibilities of the app and all that it has to actually offer for entrepreneurs as well as content creators. And I knew this would actually help my creative and business friends, because we're always looking for solutions that give us a little more, that is all inclusive, but also it's not overwhelming. And so I've tested it out for a few weeks on the personal end, not in the business. But the great thing that really shocked me about Bright is that they've given you the option to have it across multiple different avenues, meaning it's not only available on your iPhone or your iPad. You have the web view, you have, if you have an Android phone or you the Google ecosystem, they do have the You can find it on the Play Store. And so it didn't just, Bright didn't just add tools, it actually replaced a number of tools. So now in this app, you're able to have your tasks, your ideas, your habits, your personal goals, your routines, and even a project you can manage projects inside of the app. So if you want to do content planning, all lives in one place. And I think this is going to be very, very helpful for those who are looking to cut the cost of subscriptions. As we know, if you're in the online space, subscriptions are getting more and more. And so if you're looking for that all inclusive or that all in one planner that offers a little of everything that you can manage or you can start out with or you can move up to, I do believe Bright is an option that you can explore. So I want to go through what the iPad version of Bright looks like. Now, if you know me or if you've been around here for a minute, you'll know that I love my iPad. I use my iPad about 90% of the time during the course of the day within my daily workflows. And so it is only applicable for me to actually do the walkthrough with you from my iPad, and I have seen it on the phone already. So, um, 9 out of 10 times, I would more or less use an app like this on my iPad versus my phone. All right. So I'm gonna switch over to my iPad. So let us get into it. All right. So as I was saying before, that creators don't need more tools. They just need a reliable system. All right. So let's get into what Bright actually looks like. Switch over to my iPad feed. There we go. All right. And so this is what the app actually looks like, Bright. All right. And when you come in here, now, one of the things I love first off the bat, let me come back before I get back into it. And I forgot to mention this. One of the things that I really love when I install or I downloaded the app from the App Store, the onboarding into the app was beautiful. I was very much impressed in the way in which the questions that they asked, like it was like app really getting to know you, so they can actually give you a personalized layout of the app based on the answers that you provide. And I think when it comes to you getting into apps, I think onboarding into an app is very, very important. So I was very, very happy to see that the onboarding process into the app was very seamless. The questions, though it was a lot of questions, I appreciate that because the app is going to be personalized based on the answers that you provide. And I think that is very, very important. Right. And so this is what the interface looks like. Depending on which device you're installing it on, the web version might look different, but this is the iPad version. And again, because I use my iPad 90% of the time, I'm going to use it on the iPad. And so first things first, I've kind of customized the look of it, but generally this is the spread that you would see. On the left hand side, you have your navigation areas where it will allow you to go to different areas. So you have your personal space, all right? You have your my day, so you get an overview of what is going on for the day. You have the my task section, which allows you to create categories of tasks. And I think this is very important because as entrepreneurs and as creatives, you don't want to have one list with all the tasks, whether it's personal, whether it's work, or whether it's content. And so being able to create those categories of tasks, I think, is very, very important. And so in there also, notice you have goals. And I think this is very, very good. So when I first saw this, I was like, okay, this is giving a digital planner or an actual physical planner, but in the form of an app. And I like that. All right. So I was able to create categories, which I'm going to show you a little later on, but I just want to show you the navigation system. Then you have expenses, so you can keep track of your expenses monthly. And so you can put in this information, it allows you to do so. If you want to capture your ideas, you can also create notes inside of the app. It does give you a calendar spread, and you can choose if you want to view your calendar by list, day, week, or the entire month. If you're like me, depending on if seeing the entire month spread, if it overwhelms you, then you can either tackle your calendar by the week or you can tackle it by the day. So it's based on preference and what works for you. Then you have projects, which was my part. Projects allow you to like manage mini projects. And so I was able to create a content planner inside of the project section. And also they give you the option of more where you can set up your goals. So more of these are things are that are hidden. So they're insights, diary, meditation, weather, and the list goes on. Now, if you need to customize your actual profile, you can click on the little person to the bottom here, and it does give you the option to really go in and customize the app to how you want it to like fit into your daily workflow. So whether you start your week on a Sunday, what time of day, what time for you the day begins. If it's 6 a.m., if your bedtime, you can change your bedtime here. So for me, I would just put 9 p.m. All right. And you can go in and you can make changes. You also have extensions. Now with the extensions, because it does have the calendar feature, of course it's a planner, so you're able to connect your Google Calendar, Apple Calendar, and Outlook Calendar in here as well. All right, so don't worry that you're not able to connect those calendars. You can definitely do so within the app. So you were coming in here, but during the onboarding process and when you're coming into the app, it does ask you if you want to connect to the calendars. All right, you can also change the appearance if you want it to be customized to the system. If your device is dark mode, if you want it in all black, if you want it in white, in a different shade. Because I'm dark mode, true and true, most of my stuff is set to dark mode. You can also change the main color, maybe have a gradient. You can change up your background, font style, and so forth. And I really like this because it does give you a lot of customization for the app. And that is good in an app that they give you this option, because if you're going to be using this every single day inside of your workflow, it is it is really good to have those features and have those options. I always say when you have a clean layout or when you're able to customize an app, it eliminates the overwhelm. And so I feel like as I'm going through this and I am customizing my appearance and how I want the app to actually feel. It's like I'm actually organizing my brain without the visual clutter of the other apps. All right. And so it does also give you the option to change the icons as well. And then you have your notifications. You can set up notifications. You can set up tags. Now, tags is a great way for you to easily identify different task or notes or stuff that you may do in projects. So I just make sure I do three: content, work, and study. If I want, I can also put in business here, and I can tap on the add button and it actually goes in here. So tags is another way to is like an organizational system you're creating with your tags. All right. You do have support. You can also leave feedback on all the things. All right. So that's more or less an overview of the Brite system, Brite navigation system. But a few things or the few features that I want to highlight tonight is what has been most important to me, and I found that is beneficial to me. Again, this is a very customizable app. And so to go into every single feature tonight, it will take a lot. So I'm just going to be touching on some of the few things that I actually like about it. The first thing is the My Day section. I am able to customize the My Day section to the way I want to visually see stuff. When I was using the iPhone version of the app, I was able to do this coming down. So I was able to prioritize sections that I actually wanted to see on the My Day section. And so once I open the app, I know I'm going to be coming into the My Day section. So I will definitely have the calendar appearing here. So let me just open this more. So I'm definitely going to have the calendar opening on the left. I'm going to have my breakdown of everything that I have going on by the hour. It also gives you the option to have your quotes, your habits. You can add your habits. So there are a ton of different habits that you can add. If you're that person that needs to be reminded to either take your vitamins or read a chapter a day, whatever your daily habits are, you can add it in here as well. And again, they have a ton of different habits that you can actually choose from. All right. And so I'm able to do my habits. I want to see my schedule. I have my task list divided into two sections, work or content. I want to see what my notes look like. At the end of the day, when I want to document or journal how the day was, or just do maybe a half day check-in, I can do so. And I can also do my projects. Now, again, this is just a flow that I have, but if this is too much for you, then you can scroll all the way to the bottom and tap on edit, and you can take off widgets and you can turn on widgets. And if you go through this list, there are a ton of different things that you can do. All right. It does give you a timer as well. So if you're that person that needs to have a set time on a specific task, you can um put on your timer as well. And so I say, well, okay, if I don't want a diary, I can take that off. So I can remove it from this screen and it will actually simplify my screen. I might say, okay, I may not need notes. So I'm going to go through and look for notes and turn it off. All right. And again, if you need to turn on back a widget, you can do so as well. So you can simplify this as much as possible. And you can also make it even more like organize it to the way you work and how you would visually want to see it showing up. All right. You also get the option to see your different extensions here from a productivity, mindfulness, and organizational standpoint. There are some newer features that are going to be releasing, like mail, medicine, and water, and all the different things in the different categories. And so definitely that would be something that will be added soon. All right. If I tap on this little icon here to the far right under the three dots, it's going to open up another section for me. And this is going to be the insights section. And also I have the timer where I can choose if I want to activate a timer and just hit on start and so forth. All right. So at a simple level, this is how I may actually set up um my day section. If I go into tasks, the task section is where I think the execution of anything that you do on a given day takes place. And so being able to keep on top of your tasks is going to be very important in here. So if you want to have your to-do list, um, you can come in here and you can create various categories or lists. So I do have some sections by default: work, private, and I've added two more: content and business. But if you need to add a task, you can simply click the plus sign to the right of that and you can create a task type. All right. Once you create a task type, you hit on that plus sign and it's going to be listed on the left there. All right. Um, all right. So the next thing, before I move on, let me go back to my day. When it comes to the habits, um, one of the things that I love, and I love it on the iPhone too, with the iPhone app, is that if I want to mark that I've completed a habit, I simply tap on that habit and it will open up like this, and you can track and see the days in which was your best streak, what is your weekly check-in, and your two completions. If I said yes, I did wake up early because that's a habit, I can simply tap on done. And I love this about the app. It's an encouraging. I like this because it's very encouraging for you to actually complete your habits, all right? Or develop good habits. If I drank my amount of water that I need to drink today, I simply tap on done, and it's going to give you that encouragement. Nice. And based on your streak and all the things, it's definitely going to give you those achievements. So every time you complete something, it's going to tell you keep up. Again, some people may have five habits in a given day, but you can add your habits as you see fit. So once you're able to complete your habits, it's going to keep track of those habits. And I found that to be very, very helpful. All right. So for what I've realized, especially by doing this for most of the creators and entrepreneurs, I found that this is a really good productivity app because it doesn't stress you out visually. There's some apps that may have a ton of things going on, and so to start off, it might be a little too much. But what I like about it is the high level of customization that you can actually put in. All right. Now, this is one of the features again that really sold me with Brite is the task section, because I'm a heavy executor, and so once I'm able to plan my content tasks or plan the various tasks for the entire day, I need to be able not only to categorize it but also keep track of it. And so this is why I literally like create these different tasks categories. So if I have a specific task, I can come in here. I can either add an icon. These are just little customizations that you can do. You can put in your description. You can add a subtask. What are the smaller tasks that you need to do in order to complete that task? So if I have to record a YouTube video, I may need to outline and script that video, right? Another subtask maybe to actually record the video, all right, and then to organize the files. All right, so it does give me the option to actually create those subtasks, and with each subtask, I can come in and I can add additional subtasks. So there is a level of project management actually coming in here. And so I can change the time I'm able, well, how much time I'm going to be spending on this task. If it's 30 minutes on a specific day at a specific time. So you can be very, very detailed with the task. And I love this because not a lot of planners give you that next level of project management or that introduction of project management at this level. Right. So I really appreciate that part of the task. And you can also set your goals. If you have month goals or year goals, you can do so. So you can go into a specific um month and you can select what are some of the goals that you want to achieve, and you can also keep track of those goals. All right. So this was definitely the feature that really sold me, was the task with that integration of that level of project management at this level. All right. The other thing is that I like the expenses section, which allows you to track your expenses monthly. I think this is a very good feature, especially for entrepreneurs and creatives. If you need to start budgeting or you need to just stay on top of what you're spending and what is coming in, you can do so inside of the expenses section. If you're like me and you take a lot of notes, you can also they also give you the option to do notes. And the good thing about it, you can tag your notes if it's business, if it's content, whatever, and you can also set a reminder to that note. I think this is very good because sometimes we might be capturing ideas as content creators, and we may want to be reminded to maybe follow up and plan out that specific idea, or that or create a content piece from that idea. So you can definitely set a reminder. You can also state if it's going to be on repeat, and you can also set your location. Right. Calendar is pretty much standard like any other calendar. Based on the tasks that you have listed in this section, it will definitely show up in your calendar. And as you complete it, if you notice, as you complete it, it's going to show a strike through on the calendar that it has you have completed that specific task. The other section was the project section for me. I was able to do a little content planning. And so the Brite boards does allow me to map out ideas, plan content, manage workflows without switching from apps. So I don't have to leave this app to go into another app to plan it out. I can literally do it in here. And so I was like, okay, I can not only create a content planner, but I can also create different smaller projects inside of here. So the one that I created was my content planner. And so I've laid it out like this. And so I was able to either have it in a list form, so I can either do it in several different ways. It could be lists where I can add a number of lists. Let's say I have a specific project and there are a ton of different things that I need to do to complete that project. I can put it in a list format. If you have any knowledge of project management, then the board or the Kanban board is going to be your vibe. And so I like it like this because I'm able to see what are my ideas, and I can move from one section to the other. I love the matrix. The Eisenhower matrix is great, especially if we're talking about productivity. This is really, really, really good. And I'm glad that they included it here because these quadrants, you're able to state what is important and urgent, what is important and not urgent, what is not important but urgent, and what is not important and what is not urgent. If you were my Substack community, you would know, I think a few weeks back, I did a full in-depth article on this exact Eisenhower matrix, and when it comes to time management and productivity, and how you can actually use this to start building the muscle of being productive and so forth. So I was very, very intrigued when I saw this. So I'm able to use this to state what is important and what can go on the back burner, and what I need to do right away and so forth. It also gives you the option to attach your documents. So that would be like your notes. You can state the description of this particular planner, and you can also have sub projects inside of here. And this is the project manager in me is really happy about this. And if you are creative that is not only visual but also you love structure and systems, this is a great way for you to start building those structures when it comes to your productivity. All right. So for my board, this is what the board I created actually look like. So if I have an idea, I can say, I want to create a video on, let's say, Brite, for example. All right. So I can say this is just an idea, but I can also come in here and I can add to it. So I can maybe do the outline here and maybe deal my captions, my tags, and all the things there. So this might be me actually planning out everything for that specific idea. I'm gonna put it all out in here. All right. Also, I can add a tag to it. I can say this is a piece of content. All right. Oops. All right, so notice the hashtag content actually comes in here. I can add subtasks to that content as well, to that task and so forth, that ID. Now, let's say I want to take it from idea. I've done all the scripting and all the things, and now I'm ready to record, or I've recorded the video. Instead of leaving it in the idea section, I can simply drag it and bring it over into record. So I know the status of this is no longer I want to create a video, but it might be ooh, I might change the title of it as well and say this is a Brite tutorial. All right. Once I tap on done, it's there. So this is great, especially for content creators. You need a space where you have the ability to create a workflow or a flow for you to plan your content to execute on your ideas. I think this is a really great app for you to get started with. I know other apps can be a bit overwhelming because the setup is definitely more on the technical side. And I think for an all-in-one planner, this is really, really good as a good place to actually start with your projects. So in the project sections, you can literally create various smaller projects and planners, and you can kind of work with it and build it out to what is comfortable to you. All right. So with my project planner, I was able to do so as well. So this actually eliminates me from actually switching from one uh application or one app to the other. All right. So the next thing I want to show you um with the task, let's say like the record your video task, I may have subtasks here. And one of the things for me as a rule of thumb, I like to have non-negotiable priorities every single day. What are the top three things that I need to complete in a specific day, whether it's an actual work task, whether it's from a business perspective or a content perspective? What are some of those non-negotiables? And so with my list, I tend to like literally build that out in a way that is easy for me and it's not too overwhelming. All right. So this is basically how I approach the task section inside of Bright, is that I wanted anything relating to content, it needs to be listed here. Anything relating to business will be listed in that category, and anything that relates to my private life or so forth is going to be under private. And so I don't want to have just everything in one list. That is going to be too overwhelming for me. All right. So I need to have buckets of different things, and I know exactly what each bucket actually represents. All right. So basically that is the overview of Bright. They do have an AI assistant in there to help you. So if you need help in terms of setting tasks, scheduling your events, and so forth, you can use the AI assistant as well. If you hit the plus sign to the bottom, it does give you, oops, let me move out the way. All right. So once you press the plus sign to the bottom right, it does give you the option to add tasks within the different categories, your goals, your notes, your events, and so forth. Um, and yeah, that's basically it. If you need to search for anything to the bottom right, it does give you the option to search based on the tags. So if you tap content, anything relating to content will be listed there. If it's work, anything relating to work is there, or if you go to all. All right. So this is why it's so important to create that organizational system inside of Bride, because the tags will really help you to find things much easier. Right. All right. So far, let me take a pause. So far, let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts towards Bright so far? Do you think it's an app that you can consider using? Uh, or what are your thoughts? Just let me know in the comments, especially if you're viewing this on the replay, you can let me know as well. For me, I like it so far. It's really good. And I think the important part for me is the schedule section. I think this is the biggest section for me because I need to visually see what my day entails. Yes, the calendar view is good, but like I said, I'm a hybrid of visual as well as systems and structure. And so this area right here, which is called the schedule section, I'm able to add various things to that section. So for, let's say, for example, um, I may say it's going to be under the tag of business. I may say, all right, I may have admin tasks for clients. All right, I can specify what that actually is, but instead of today's date, I'll put tomorrow's date, and I can choose the time. So how long this task will take me, maybe I would say it's going to take me about an hour. All right, and time I'm going to add in, I may want to start it at 9:30 a.m. So I'm going to hit on save on that. All right, so if I go in here, it's definitely going to be in here, but I can add a new task. I can schedule. You have 15 hours, so it's a bit behind. So I can add a private task. Find down today at change this to 9 p.m. Right, and tap on save. So it knows my bedtime is at 9 p.m. I like this section a lot because it's super, super helpful for me. All right. And so tomorrow, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. All right. So notice here, even like today, I added a few things. So I got up at 6 a.m. and record. I had my breakfast, I had my admin tasks, and then I had other things to do. So this visual layout is, I like this type of layout for me because I need to see uh, what my day actually looks like. Not from this. This is good, this on the left is good, but for me, I like that they incorporated this as well. So as I'm going along and as I'm completing tasks, I can simply tap in the circle here and I can state what was completed so far. All right, what was completed so far. So this is for the next day. All right, so I can state, well, okay, this is completed so far, and me visually seeing the task being completed does something to me, like, yes, I'm being productive, I'm going along my day. All right, so this is the Brite app, and so my entire workflow can fit inside of the Brite setup, and I'm very, very happy for this. One of the things I know for us, whether it's everyday users who need to start having structure in their lives, creators, entrepreneurs, they don't need complexity, but we need clarity. And so Bright works in a way that removes that friction. So when your systems are simple, the consistency becomes automatic. All right, they become automatic. So this live tonight has been sponsored by Bright, and honestly, I'm glad that I was able to test this out, and I'm still testing it out, but I wanted to highlight um this up to my community because creators, everyday users, persons who are ready to just have some amounts of structure to their day need or deserve tools that actually simplify their life instead of complicating it. Now, if you want to try out the Bright, and I know someone in the comments asks about the app, yes, it is available for iPhones, iPad, Mac. It's available on Apple, web, and the Play Store. All you need to do, you can tap the link in the description of this video. I've given you all the links for each of them so that you can get started based on the device that you have. So you can test run it, check it out, see if it fits into your workflow. And start organizing your creative life or start organizing your life with a system that I highly recommend. All right. And again, one of the things I always tell my communities when it comes to apps, software, solutions, whatever it is, you have to start small little steps and build on what you're working with your apps. These are just tools to help you. You have to be consistent with the tools and let the tools work for you and not against you. You always hear me say that. Let your tech work for you and not against you. And so they say a new habit you take what 7 days or whatever to develop a new habit, but in order for you to use these apps and make the use good use out of it and make sure it works within your workflow, you have to consistently use it for a week or so. And so you will get into the habit of, yes, I have to check in. And one of the things I love about the app is that it notifies you to check in and start your day. That is another important feature that I just remembered. And I know I have it on my phone because every single day at a specific time, I always get a notification where it says Brite, log in or as in logging or sign in to start your day. And so, oh, 21 days. Okay, perfect. Thank you. It takes 21 days to form a new habit. So, um, I like that about the notification that it notifies you to log into the app and actually start your day. So it's also a great co-pilot in that way for you to learn the app, for you to use the app every single day. And so you're able to be more productive and start creating a system and a structure so you can stay organized. Right? Let me put it. All right. So, hey, mama. All right. So, Miss Peggy said that this could be good to stay accountable to utilizing time wisely and efficiently. And that is true. Any productivity app, even your simple calendar app, is your accountability and your accountability partner. I tell people every day I use Apple Reminders is my accountability partner because it actually helps me to stay on top of my tasks, and that's how I'm able to execute. If I know I have to get something done in a specific day, the app is there to help me stay on top of it and execute on that plan. So yes, that is the Bright app for you. Thank you guys so much for tuning into tonight's live stream. Again, if you want to try out Bright, click the links in the description based on whichever device you have. They are available on both Android as well as Apple, and they also have a web version. Okay, so if you have no more questions, I'm definitely going to exit out to the night's live. Thank you guys so much. If you're viewing this on the replay, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you guys back in the next Create a Flow live. And let me know if you tried out Bright. Let me know in the comments. Come back and tell me how it was, how you're finding it, and what are your thoughts towards the app and how it's been helpful to you. Okay, so I will see you guys back in the next Creative Flow Live. Have a great rest of your week and bye.